Two of the vital pillars that sustain Father in Heaven's plan of happiness are marriage and the family. It is so rewarding to be married. Marriage is wonderful. In time, you begin to think alike and have the same ideas and expressions. You have times when you're extremely happy, times of testing, times of trial. But the Lord guides you through all of those experiences together. Pure love is an incomparable, potent power for good. Righteous love is the foundation of a successful marriage.
Great counsel from Elder Richard G. Scott about the importance of marriage. And of all the New Year's resolutions that we make, perhaps the ones that make the most difference deal with improving our relationships with others. And today, psychologist Wendy Ulrich is here to talk about resolving to be happier in your marriage. Glad you're here. And it's not just something that sort of happens or you sort of work on. You really need a plan and really resolve to do it.
You know, the funny thing is we get married and we can sometimes feel like, well, I've won the jackpot, I've won the lottery, I won the beauty contest, and nothing else is really expected of me now. But marriage is much more like getting a good job than it is like winning the lottery. It's expected that we're going to continue to work at this and that's where the real fulfillment will come.
And so it's not just settling and saying, I'm okay, we're okay. It's actually saying, I could have greater happiness. I can make this even better.
Absolutely, because marriage, if it's really working right, should be an ongoing process of personal discovery and personal growth and change. And if we're not really participating in that process of change, we're probably not getting everything out of marriage that it's really intended to give us.
Okay, so give us a little help. You say there are 4 stages of committed relationships.
4 stages of committed relationships, and this can be helpful to us when we realize that maybe our marriage is going through a little bit of a rocky time. That's not unusual. We all start out in sort of a honeymoon stage. That's the stage we hope everything's lovely, and we're never going to be like other people who have struggles and difficulties. But we almost always get into a second stage of marriage where we begin to have some power struggles because we are 2 different people. We come from different backgrounds, and we're going to have differences of opinion. If people don't learn to work with those conflicts successfully, and often we don't completely resolve every conflict that's going to come our way, sometimes we start to pull into a stage called distancing or withdrawal, where we sort of give up a little bit. We sort of say, this is too hard, I can't do this. We've tried and tried to solve this problem, we're not getting anywhere. It's important to remember that's a normal stage of a healthy, long-term committed relationship. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world, although that's the stage where people are most likely to separate into divorce.
So how do you get out of that stage or avoid it, if possible?
You don't avoid it, probably, but you keep working through it. You keep talking, you keep investing, you keep trying. And most people who say they are unhappy in their marriage today, if we look at them again 5 years from now, most of those people will say they are happy or very happy now. And those who are least happy are the most likely to see a big change. So if we can stick with it long enough, we get into that 4th stage of marriage, which is a stage of deep acceptance and a deeper love than we really are capable, even in that fun, you know, honeymoon stage that we all like better.
Okay, you see there are some characteristics to know if you're a happily married couple, and there's 4 C's. So
4 C's. I like the 4 C's because I can remember them that way. Am I calm? Am I able to manage my own emotional state and calm myself down a little bit when I'm feeling upset? Am I curious about my partner? Am I asking questions? Am I interested in their life? Am I wanting to understand better why they think the way they do and how they feel about things? And not just assuming I've got the answers or I know what they mean, but that I'm really curious about them. And then does that lead me to a state of deep compassion? Because I really get empathy for how they feel, how they think, who they are. Those are the 3 C's of sort of dealing with conflict in particular, to remain calm, curious, and compassionate. Another interesting part of marriage for people who are successful at marriage is celebrating success. People who are really good at marriage tend to spend a lot of time talking with each other about how great their marriage is and how happy they are compared to those other people that they know are not. Dwelling on the positive. And in a very concrete way, that means something as simple as you come home and you found a great sale at the store, or your boss told you did something good at work, or one of the kids got something, did something well on the report card. To really stop, take the time, ask them questions, tell me about that. That's fabulous. Really celebrate celebrate that success. Ask them to relive it with you so that we build that positive emotion in the relationship.
Now, no one's perfect. A few problematic characteristics that we should deal with. You say defensiveness, criticism. Those are problems.
Yeah, there's a researcher named John Gottman who's done some really interesting research on marital satisfaction, and he put people in a little room and said, okay, talk about your latest fight with each other or your latest conflict. He could predict with 90% accuracy which of those couples would still be married 5 years from now and which would be divorced based on 4 characteristics. If there was a lot of criticism between them, if they were pointing out each other's faults and blaming each other, if he saw a lot of contempt, eye rolling, calling them names, sarcasm, belittling kinds of behavior. The third one is if he saw a lot of stonewalling. You know, I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone. Let's just ignore this. This isn't really important. And finally, a lot of defensiveness. I didn't do that. You did that. It's not my fault. Don't blame me.
Okay, so before we leave, your best tip for finding happiness in marriage?
Invest in it. Respond to each other's bids. Keep trying. Pay attention when your spouse is wanting to talk. Don't turn away, but keep turning toward.
Wonderful tips. Thank you so much. Good years of good marriages ahead, okay? Coming up, it's